Welcome to Animal Atlas. Come with us around the globe and explore the animal world and its jungle animals and desert creatures. We'll meet wildlife on the savannah and see our underwater friends. And animals from the Arctic Circle. Anywhere, everywhere animals live. It's always an adventure. Today on Animal Atlas, we're once again asking the question, or to be specific, hey, what's that in the rainforest? One place that's absolutely full of surprises is, of course, the rainforest. The tropical rainforest in particular. There isn't just one rainforest in the world. In fact, there are a number of major rainforests. What they have in common is that they are all located in a 3,000-mile-wide band around the equator, called the tropics. Hence the name, tropical rainforest. What do all tropical rainforests have in common? They are warm, dense with vegetation, and very wet. In each and every tropical rainforest, there's lots of water, whether in the form of streams, ponds, swamps, or waterfalls. Where does all this water come from? Rain, of course. Warm, gentle rain, or even torrential rain, make the rainforest eternally green. What else do they have in common? Tropical rainforests are a life force. Not only do the trees and plants generate much of the world's oxygen, but these tropical rainforests are a haven for wildlife. Wildlife that we can certainly recognize, from tigers to monkeys, alligators to crocodiles, and giant tarantulas. Not to mention frogs, salamanders, and even the rare bear, or great ape, or smaller ape too. And of course, parrots, every description, both large and small. The tropical rainforest is a great place to live. Just ask any inhabitant from any rainforest, anywhere on Earth. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll meet some more of the most wondrous, strange creatures living in the tropical rainforest. But first, let's see if you can guess this animal fact. What continent is home to the largest continuous rainforest on Earth? A. Africa. B. Asia. C. North America. Or D. South America. The answer coming up when we return to Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? What continent is home to the largest continuous rainforest on Earth? The answer is D. South America. Yes, northern South America, including the famed Amazon River Basin, is home to the largest rainforest in the world. In fact, nearly 40% of the continent actually consists of this massive rainforest. More than 30% of the world's species of plants and animals can be found right here. What's that? The giant anteater, of course, a resident of the South American rainforest. What's that? The armadillo, who, like the giant anteater, is a member of the order Edentata. Edentate means toothless, and though many of the animals in this order may not be completely toothless, none of them has any well-developed molars or incisors. But in the giant anteater's case, who needs teeth when you have your 2-foot-long sticky tongue and the ability to crush insects in your wonderfully long snout? For the anteater, what's that? Gives way to, wow, look at that, every time. The capybara, too, is an animal to marvel at, since, after all, it is the biggest rodent in the world. How big? Bigger than a mouse? Much bigger. Bigger than a rat? Oh, yes. Bigger than a guinea pig? No contest. How about bigger than a big dog? Absolutely. Capybaras can top the scale at over 140 pounds, which is bigger than a male chimpanzee, bigger than a female cheetah, and pretty close to the weight of its fellow resident of the rainforest, the giant anteater. That's one big rodent. And what's that? The bush dog, a rainforest dweller and member of the dog family, with webbed feet. What's that? The coati, of course, a South American cousin of the North American raccoon. Not yet impressed? In the rainforest of South America, there are monkeys called tamarins that look like, well, like tiny lions, or emperors, or like squirrels with monkey faces. terrestrial animals of a similar size. It's true that sloths are slow. Very, very slow. Here's a sloth moving at lightning speed for a sloth. See that? Let's see it again. Now, here's a gibbon moving at a leisurely pace for a gibbon. We can compare the two, but there's no comparison. A sloth, after all, moves at its own pace, as does the gibbon. Let's see that again. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll meet some more fascinating creatures of the rainforest. But first, let's see if we can guess this next animal fact. How often does the sloth climb down to the ground? A, 3 times a day. B, once a day. C, once a week. Or D, once a month. Don't go away. The answer coming up right after this on Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? How often does the sloth climb down to the ground? The answer is C, once a week. Yes, just once a week does the sloth slowly make its way down to the ground to, well, go to the bathroom. So, this is something you will rarely see in the wild. A sloth on its way down. Now, sloths are most comfortable with their bellies facing the sky, their eyes gazing up into the tops of the trees. Because that's the position they're in when they hang upside down on tree branches. Because of this hanging position, a sloth's fur grows belly to back, so that water runs off when it rains. Hey, what's that? What's this remarkable marking on the back of this male brown-throated three-toed sloth? Just something to show that though he may be slow, his coat is gorgeous. And so is he. So, in the rainforest, what might at first look like a monkey may not be a monkey at all. It's all in the claws. Of course, the sloths aren't the only animals that might take the casual visitor to the rainforest completely by surprise. I wonder, who do those ears belong to? What's that? The tapir, of course. Specifically, the Brazilian tapir, Tapirus terrestris to its friends. If this storybook-looking creature doesn't give you pause, nothing will. What is it? Is it some kind of elephant? Maybe an anteater? A strange-looking pig? A fuzzy hippo? Actually, the tapir is a primitive animal that has looked like itself for millions of years. And that's something only a few animals can really say. Once upon a time, in fact, tapirs were not as rare as they are today. Fossils of these peculiar-looking plant-eaters have been found on every continent, except Antarctica, where the penguins live. The 4 species of tapirs, including not only this South American tapir, but the Malayan tapir, found in Asia as well, are closely related to, are you ready? The horse. And to the rhinoceros. The tapir's nose and upper lip are combined into a flexible snout, which is a lot like an elephant's trunk. But what makes a tapir is all in the feet. Each toe, and this includes 4 toes on each front foot, and 3 on each back foot, has its own separate hoof. A horse has a 1-toed hoof, and a rhino has 3 toes on each stumpy foot, while the tapir has 7 total toes. What's similar about that? They are all odd numbers. Perissodactyls, like the tapir, the rhino, and the horse, all have odd-toed feet. No, I didn't say odd feet, just an odd number of toes. The more common artiodactyls, like pigs, and giraffes. And just about any other browsing or grazing ungulate you can name have 2 toes. Or even 4, if you're a hippo. Yes, it's the tapir's feet alone, which might make you inquire, what's that? But what else is special about the tapir? What's not? Like the sloth, this rainforest dweller is nocturnal. And so, to find food, it relies less on its eyes and more on its nose. In the wild, tapirs spend a lot of time in the water, not just because it's cool, but because it's the safest place. And believe it or not, they can use their noses as snorkels. The nose is so flexible, the tapir can flip it up and poke it above the surface. Pretty astonishing for a creature with 7 hoofed toes. As for our last, but not least, curious creature of the rainforest, we present you with this animal. No, what's that? Maybe you think you recognize it. After all cats, big and small, look like cats, and nothing else. Here's a big spotted wildcat. Must be a leopard, right? Because it's leopards who have the spots. But this is not a leopard. It's a jaguar, the largest wildcat in the Western Hemisphere, and 3rd largest of them all, after tigers and lions. Jaguars are actually heavier and stockier than the more slender leopards. And they don't really have spots. They have spots which are called rosettes. Yes, the jaguar has solid spots on its belly, which is lighter than the rest of its coat. And it even has stripes on its tail. But along its sides, where the pattern is most dramatic, the jaguar has markings that consist of an irregular broken border, often with a spot in the center. Leopards, on the other hand, have no spot inside and no broken border. What's that? It's a jaguar, of course. Like the tapir, this animal is completely at home in the water and is a skilled fisherman. Of course, another of its prey includes, well, tapirs. But that's the way of nature. And that's life in the rainforest. There are many curious-looking animals in the world, but the tropical rainforest in South America is just full of them. What's that? You might have said this until you realized it's a capybara, or a giant anteater, or a bush dog. Hey, that's no monkey. That's a sloth. I'd know that tapir face anywhere. And those spots are not the spots of a leopard, but the rosettes of the jaguar. All residents of one of the most extraordinary places on Earth. For more fun animal facts and news, visit our website at animalatlas.tv.
The internet is on.
See you there. Don't go away. Animal Atlas will be right back. Until next time on Animal Atlas.
Frank, Steve. You smell that?
All I ever smell is bear.
You, sir, and you! Ah.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Hey, Tim.
Gloria, I've got bird flu.
Aw.
Hey, did you hear Steve the rat fell off a bridge? Wake up!
Oh, no, 5 more minutes. Too much Novocaine.
Gentlemen, we'd better leave. Yes, we better have.
Yeah, you better run.
I didn't order this.
Come here, you.
Once again, we've traveled the globe, from North and South America to Africa and Asia to Australia and every fascinating place in between. We've met all kinds of incredible animals and learned some important facts about their ability to survive and flourish on our planet. And with our help, we'll make sure they're around for a long time to come. Join us next week for another amazing adventure on Animal Atlas.